My name is Ryan. When people talk about my high school years, they don't remember me as the smartest student. They don't remember me as the best athlete. They remember me as the boy who was always involved in fights. For a long time, I thought being feared was the same as being respected. I thought if people were afraid of me, nobody could hurt me. But I was wrong. When I was a freshman, I was just a quiet student. I didn't talk much, and I usually stayed away from trouble. I had a small group of friends, and I enjoyed normal school life. But everything changed when I started hanging out with the wrong people. They told me that being kind was a weakness. They told me that in high school, you needed to show people that you were strong. Slowly, I changed. I started getting angry easily. I started thinking that every problem could be solved by showing power. Soon, people at school started knowing my name, but not for good reasons. Teachers knew me because of my bad behavior. Students avoided me because they thought I was dangerous. The strange thing was, even though people were afraid of me, I felt more lonely than ever. One day, a new student came to my class. His name was Ethan. He was different from everyone I knew. He wasn't scared of me. He wasn't trying to impress me either. He was just normal. One afternoon, I saw some students making fun of him because he was new. Normally, I would ignore it. But something about the situation reminded me of myself when I was younger. I knew what it felt like to be alone. So I stepped in and told them to stop. Everyone was surprised. They expected me to start another fight. But I didn't. After that day, Ethan and I became friends. He was one of the first people who treated me like a normal person. He didn't care about my reputation. He cared about who I really was. One day, he asked me a question. "Why do you always act like you don't care about anything?" I laughed and said, "Because that's how you survive." He looked at me and said, "No, that's how you hide." Those words stayed in my mind for a long time, because deep down, I knew he was right. I wasn't strong. I was just afraid. I was afraid people would see my weaknesses. I was afraid people would hurt me. So I built a wall around myself. A wall made of anger. A wall made of fear. A few weeks later, I got into another conflict at school. A student insulted me in front of everyone. My first reaction was the same as before. I wanted to prove that nobody could disrespect me. My hands were shaking because of anger. Everyone was waiting for me to react. But then I remembered Ethan's words. That's how you hide. For the first time, I stopped. I walked away. Everyone was surprised. Some people even laughed because they thought I was weak. But for the first time in years, I felt proud of myself. Because I controlled myself. Not someone else. Me. After that, I started changing. I focused more on studying. I apologized to people I had hurt. Some people accepted my apology. Some people didn't. And I understood that. Because changing yourself doesn't erase the past. It only changes the future. By my final year of high school, people saw me differently. I was no longer the student everyone feared. I became someone people could talk to. Someone who helped others instead of hurting them. Looking back, I realized something important. The strongest person is not the one who can win every fight. The strongest person is the one who can control himself when he is angry. High school taught me many lessons. I learned about friendship. I learned about mistakes. And I learned that becoming a better person is the hardest battle you will ever fight. Because the biggest enemy is not always someone in front of you. Sometimes it is the person you see in the mirror.